Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We are doing this Instagram Live slightly different today because this is Sarah, I'm going to be filming, and then Rachel, who's right here, is going to be doing a removal on Bree, who is Glitter and Winks on Instagram, and she's going to be our model today. And this is showing off the 3 brand new bits that we just released. These are medium coarse bits, and we just wanted to go through removal with them, talk a little bit about them, and let you know how they perform and what you can expect from them. So the middle one is Boa, and the one to its left is called Baby Boa, and then the one over on the far right is the Cobra. They are all medium coarse bits. These are right-handed bits, and we are going to be using them in the Polished Pinkies Expert 30K at 25.2 thousand RPMs, and we're going to be working in a forward motion. So we're going to let Rachel get started. She's going to start with the
Cobra. And I'm just going to do 1 nail removal for each because she's got 3 on this hand that we need to take off. So we're just going to do that.
So we are just going to show you the removal in action, and you can of course ask any questions that you may have. Again, these are carbide bits. These are going to be used for removing gel product. As they are medium coarse, we suggest using them on soft gel or hard gel. If you are removing acrylic, we would suggest using, we would suggest using the Big Thunder, which is a coarse bit, and so this is only a medium coarse. As it compares to, say, the Nectarine is a combination of fine grit and coarse grit, so it kind of does equal a medium. However, it's more like a fine removal, whereas these ones are more medium. Rachel is using like a medium pressure? Talk us through it.
Pretty light.
Oh, you're using a light pressure, and she's getting all of the color off in one pass. So
she's got some lifting, so I'm trying to just like tickle it off over here.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go on the other side of you.
Okay.
So that we can see, since you're right-handed. There we go.
Now that I'm on the other side.
So she does have some lifting on her free edge. So Rachel is just using caution so that anything that she can tickle off won't fly in her face, and then she won't be digging down on Bree's natural nail. Are you removing the gel polish and doing a fill on these nails, correct? We are removing the gel polish, and we are thinning down her gel base, which is luminary. We're just going to thin that down, and then we could prep the nail and then reapply as a fill, if that's the way. I mean, technically that's what it would be doing, yes. Usually we just don't say it's a fill because it's on natural nails, it's on short nails, but technically, yes, it is a fill. Now the Cobra does have a point to it, so Rachel's able to get into those tiny little spaces and be able to remove and use that point to take out any of the lifting, which is really nice. You can still do it with the Boa and the Baby Boa, which we're going to show you next. However, that point does come in handy for when you're wanting to get into those tight places where there's a little bit of lifting.
This also is really nice if you have clients with smaller nails or deeper sidewalls. Because the point helps you just kind of get in there as you like pull back their sidewalls. This helps you get in there, but the belly is not super wide. It doesn't take up a lot of space, so you don't have to worry about like grabbing their skin, if that is ever a concern. And then I've got the Baby Boa. This one is my personal favorite, and I'm just going to remove this guy.
Now the Baby Boa does have a rounded top, and she can still remove any of the lifting that she might come across with a rounded top. It's just all preference, whether or not you like a pointed top or a rounded top. I'm somebody who likes a pointed top.
I usually do too. That's usually all I use, but for some reason, just the shape of this one, I really love the Baby Boa. It just has my whole heart.
And it fits so nicely with it being a smaller version, a more compact version of those full-size bits. Then she's able to get into, smaller spaces, or if you have clients with smaller nails, then this would be ideal for them.
Absolutely. I love the way that this one removes. It just is so smooth, and I feel like I can get it so smooth. Just the shape of the barrel itself, how it's like flat, I feel like I can get such a smooth removal of my product.
On your product, so then your product doesn't have gouges in it?
Yes.
Very good.
And it's not chipping away, like it's such a fine dust. I'm not worried about it like flying in my face. It's just very nice. And then this is the boa. This is just the regular boa.
Which is the bigger version of the baby boa, and you can see automatically that it's just going to take up Bree's whole nail. It's the length of her whole nail. So if that is something that you don't like, then maybe the smaller compact version of the baby boa or the Cobra would fit better for your needs. Now you can see that she's, what type of pressure are you using, Rachel?
I would say like a medium. I am very light-handed when I do nails. So even like a medium pressure, I'm not pushing down a lot. I'm just trying to get most of the product in one go, so I don't have to sit around and file forever. But if she has any lifting, I'll tickle it off. But that is a nice smooth removal for, I don't know, for just doing it in like one pass.
So yeah, you took off the color in one pass, even with a light to medium pressure. It really just took off that gel color really, really easily.
Yeah.
I do wonder if it would be different if she didn't have a matte top coat and instead had a shiny top coat.
Maybe.
However, you would just use slightly more pressure and it would come off equally as well. So without being overly aggressive like the Big Thunder, especially if you're working on soft gel with a soft gel base or even a luminary base, then these 3 bits are just going to be your new best friends. They are long shank bits, which fit perfectly in the Polished Pinkies Expert 30K.
They got a long.
Yep.
A long.
So if you have a handpiece that allows for shorter shanked bits, then it's probably going to stick out farther. And some people don't mind that. Some people do. However, in the Expert 30K, they fit perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. All right. We hope that was helpful. Let's compare them really quickly before we say goodbye. Let's compare them to just the grit on the Nectarine and the Big Thunder so that they can see the difference in the grits.
Mm-hmm. So we've got the Nectarine and we've got a couple of different shapes of this as well as the Big Thunder. So here's the Big Thunder series. So we've got 2 different shapes of this. You have that like the more just like a tapered, just like a flat taper, and then we've got the football shape. I personally normally use just the football shape, but for some reason this shape of the boa I love. I don't know what it is. It's just so nice to get that like smooth edge.
It definitely, like if we look at them, this one has a rounded belly. This one definitely has that flat belly.
It's like this guy just definitely very straight. But like we'll compare like the teeth in this, like very, very different. But I think this is what gives these just like it's almost like a soft removal, like because the teeth are like scales. They're like scaly.
Not soft as in slow, just soft as in really smooth and gentle.
Yeah, and it leaves the product very smooth. So I don't even have to do a ton of filing when I'm rebalancing. Like it's just already super, super smooth. And then same with like the Big Thunder. You can see how tiny the Cobra is compared to the Big Thunder, but it still has that like pointy tip if you like that. But it's like, you know, just a little over half the size.
Yep.
So very convenient if you have smaller nails or just if you like a smaller bit. I love that.
Absolutely.
And then here's the Nectarine, just the regular taper, and then the round, kind of similar to the baby boa with the round, but I love that this one just tapers in a little bit, so you still have a smaller tip. It's not this one. I don't use this one a ton. I'm more used to a tapered, so I don't use just like the safety barrel shape. But this one is kind of like a combo of the 2. It's very, very nice to use. I love having the flat sides, but the tapered tip, I don't know, something about it is just very convenient, but you can see
kind of creates the magic.
Yeah, we'll compare like the teeth on these, like
I'm gonna get in close.
the Nectarine is like very shallow.
The flute openings are very shallow.
Yes.
They have both a fine and a coarse grit to them. However, that makes for a very more gentle, not slow. I don't want to say slow, but it is a much more gentle removal.
It's a light removal. It's more. This is like your beginner bit. Mm-hmm. So we have in our bits, we've kind of categorized them as like beginner, intermediate, advanced.
Yes.
So, and then same with the plush. The plush would fit in in between beginner and intermediate, just because it's another just like a soft, easy removal. But it's not like gonna eat away all of your products so fast like the Big Thunder is. So it's just kind of like this is like a nice in between the two of these.
Yes.
If you are wanting something that's a little bit different.
We did have a question. How fast were you using your removal bits on the Expert 30K?
So I was going at 25,200 RPMs. So normally I'll stay between 24 and 25. Kind of just depends on what I'm removing, how much product there is, what bits I'm using, but generally I've started doing it 25.2, and it's just like a nice quick removal, and especially with these bits, I feel like it just goes very smooth, very easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So all of these new bits, the boa, the baby boa, and the Cobra, plus all of the other Polished Pinkies tools are available at polishedpinkiespro.com, or you can shop very easily on the Polished Pinkies Pro app. Just go into your app store, download the Polished Pinkies Pro app. You would log in with the same information that you have on the website, but if you are new to us, then you would just create a new login, allow for notifications so that you know when we go live or if there's a sale, and then you would receive a 10% off discount code that you could use on your first order. So we hope that this has been helpful to you. We hope you are excited about the new bit release. We're very excited for them. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, please let us know. We're always happy to help in any way that we can. And until next week, have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.